I can't help but feel like one of these people just do not belong here. Probably the guy in the purple, and that's for the saying. Anyway, what's cracking with you people? Anansi here, and welcome back to Jade Empire. In the last one, we sent a rather gaudily dressed ignoramus packing, and probably one of the most calm yet collected verbal and physical beatdowns on the planet. Now, what we're going to do this time is we're going to continue on with the side quests, which fortunately are not very numerous for right now. We have a few we got to do. We got a few that we got to do, as well as continue on our way and here. Continue on our way with the Inquisitor line of quests for the recruitment to the. Sorry, my brain's kind of fried here. For recruitment into the Little Assassins. Now, before we do that, what we're going to do is we want to look for a certain philosopher. Well, not philosopher, but we're looking for creative Yukon for being wrongfully accused, essentially, of stealing from the magistrate. Now, there is one way you can kind of tell who's who in the situation. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's probably a guy whose name is probably this guy right here. So let's talk to him real fast.
I hope you're not here to pester me. I'm a very busy, important, and educated man, you know.
What sort of studies keep you so busy?
All manner of studies. The history of dramatic systems, applied theology, and, celestial integration. All of these are vital pursuits of knowledge. Not that you would understand such lofty matters.
Why don't you tell me more about the history of dramatic systems?
Well, you see, drama can be broken down into several systems, and I study the history of those systems over time, how they've changed, and that sort of thing.
Can you outline some of these systems for me?
Well, there's the new system, of course, but everyone knows that. Then we have the, old system, which, as you may surmise, is no longer in use. That's a brief summary of my latest work, at any rate.
Mm-hmm. How have these systems changed?
Oh, it's all very complex, and I really don't feel like describing it to you at any length. That's how you know I'm a scholar, you see. An unwillingness to share all the information I have.
Uh-huh, yeah, sure. That's enough about the history of dramatic systems.
Too large a subject for your mind to comprehend, I'm sure.
What exactly is applied theology?
Well, it's the application of the study of theological things, isn't it? For instance, knowing about spirits and then finding a use for that knowledge.
Could you give me an example?
Well, no, not really. This is the study of applied theology, not the application of studied theology. That's something else entirely.
You're creative Yukon, aren't you?
Of course not. I'm... Ah, drat. This isn't working at all. How did you know?
That was a pretty sad example of posing as a scholar.
You're here to hunt me down, then. Lord Rento has it in for me, and I figured it would come to this. I don't suppose running would do me any good.
Well, that, and your name is Yukon. All you did was take the U at the beginning of your name and put the two letters at the end. Scholar calling you, really, my dude? Really, my dude? Really, my dude? I'm a terrible actor. Even I thought that was bad. How did someone of your skill manage to con a noble anyway?
I was unjustly accused. I simply petitioned Lady Rento for some silver to support me as an actor. Patronage, it's called. She agreed, but her husband flew into a rage when he found out, and now I have a death sentence on my head. It's not fair. And if you were a decent person, you'd help me get out of this city instead of taking me in. It's the only way I'll get clear of Lord Rento's wrath.
Do you have any proof that you're falsely accused?
You need more proof than my pathetic attempt to pose as a scholar? How about the fact that Lord Rento was out of town when I bilked him? Not that anyone but Lady Rento will confirm that for you. Still, it should be apparent that I'm not some great confidence man.
Yeah, let's be honest here, considering the fact that your attempt at disguise was essentially sounding like you're talking in big terms and using things you know about when in actuality they don't mean anything. You would be better fit posing as a politician than a scholar. Yes, I know what I just said. I think I'll help you instead of collecting your bounty because my god, you are sad.
We should go see Captain Sen right away if you're sure. Is now a fair time to go down to the gate to get me out of here?
Might as well. Good job.
The only easy way out of this city is through the gate that Sen is guarding, and he's looking for me. However, if I disguise myself as a mercenary and sneak past him, I might just get away. But you have to help me by distracting him. Just tell him that I've already escaped, and I'll get away just fine. I can't imagine what might go wrong.
So yeah, Creative Yukon did not hide in very plain sight, and his model was very clearly looking around as suspicious as all get out. If you had come to this college garden and talked to him beforehand, you would not have gotten the option to say, "You're Creative Yukon, aren't you?" I don't believe you would have gotten an option to call him out on his BS. I think he just would have said. I think he just would have told you some nonsense, and then you would be like, "Yeah, you don't have anything worth telling me that I really care to hear, do you?" And just would have just dipped out from there. And I have to admit, pretty decent way of having a quest like this. I don't see very many imposter quests around.
Citizen, I hear there is progress in the search for Creative Yukon. A scholar ran out of the Scholar's Garden after talking to you. Tell me you have good news.
Creative Yukon has left the city. And yes, you can just turn him in right now, I'm not gonna lie.
How did he get past me? He couldn't access a flyer. What is that man doing? Are you certain he's gone? Would a bit of silver jog your memory? What do you say?
Now that you mention extra silver, that's Yukon right there. My investigation made it clear that he had already slipped away.
Look at that tart swinging her hips for that mercenary. I can't see how Yukon slipped past us. Did he bribe one of my agents somehow? Well, the Imperial Army has more silver than some confidence man, if you take my meaning.
You're most generous, Captain. That's your man right there. That fumbling twit over there is your man. He's not worth covering for. What could he possibly offer me? He's gone and there's no point catching him.
Well, if you say so. Despite Lord Rento's insistence to the contrary, I doubt he was a master criminal. Perhaps I'll just declare Yukon's bounty a dead matter. Is there anything else that the Imperial Army can do for one of our fine citizens?
I should go.
Right you are. Remember to keep an eye out for anyone suspicious.
And just like that, we get 1,000 experience and some open palm points. I need to double check something because I think I made a erroneous claim earlier. Yes, I did. I think I erroneously said that I got some close fist points, and we had so many points that it didn't budge an inch. I forgot this thing goes up much higher than I remember. So yeah, we're just gonna keep on going because remember for him for Captain Stib, we actually have 2 bounties to collect for him. One of which is in the Necropolis. We're going to handle the Necropolis last on our way to the Lost Assassin Fortress because remember it's in the Necropolis. But right now, let's head to the landing pad since we're over here and speak to the Inquisitor.
irkana. Unikasurir kwananoka sa iriruru.
So, you have an interest in the Lotus Assassins. Very few people risk our attention by seeking us out in public.
Niato wonanapati irovir. Kuni ugnawata ir.
I find your bold nature refreshing, but we under Death's Hand recruit only the very best. All others are cast down before us.
Sa ir yakowak kokonato sir ipanoneniko.
You've already spoken with my counterpart in the arena, but his priorities are different than mine. Tell me, why have you sought us out? I wish to be part of the true power behind the throne.
Wuno wir na no ba irsu. Isana yoyo konir fuk no sankud na no wana napir.
Your words are true, though you'd be wise not to speak them so openly. The Lord's assassins, and we Inquisitors in particular, prefer to work from the shadows.
Irkana. Unikasurir kwananoka sa iriruru.
But your point is well taken. You have shown some inkling of promise merely by drawing our attention, but that alone is hardly proof of your worth.
Sata tawi ir wonawa fukuno sukutnia awafawa ir sutuk.
Obviously, we require some type of test, some proof of loyalty before you can join. You must prove yourself useful to us before we will even consider you. What do you want me to do?
Wowo sun punono yapapap nasia wir sa ir wuth.
There is a small problem I intended to deal with. A minor annoyance, but one that should prove a good test of your value to our organization.
Usair kokonato. Tanatia katanano shafatoyo. Kokonato sir ipanoneniko.
Judge Fang of the Ministry of Harmony has made a habit of openly defying our order. In the past, we have tolerated him, as you pay his accusations any heed.
Niato wonanapati irovir. Kuni ugnawata ir.
Judge Fang has a rather unsavory reputation. Because of his degenerate appetites, most have dismissed his warnings out of hand. Until now. Why bother with him then?
Wuno wir na no ba irsu. Isana yoyo konir fuk no sankud na no wana napir.
A certain minister named Shang is coming to make his annual report. Shang has information about certain activities of our group we wish to keep from the public.
Sata tawi ir wonawa fukuno sukutnia awafawa ir sutuk.
If Judge Fang learns of these activities from Shang's report, he may have enough evidence to cause real problems for us. We would have to take drastic action.
Wuno wir na no ba irsu. Isana yoyo konir fuk no sankud na no wana napir.
But we prefer to deal with these things before they become problems. I was going to do this myself, but this could be a good opportunity to prove yourself. You want me to steal that report?
Uno ir wo fubso wisa wushin. Wo kewasa ir susu kowoyo ni uksa irsawa.
That is one solution, I suppose. But a true Inquisitor would probably seek out a more subtle solution before resorting to something so base and vulgar.
Ipanar nuko iwa ir nikasanarir iruro ni nuasa irkana.
Minister Shang is staying in a new ministry hostel in the wealthy district of the city. Judge Fang spends most of his time at the arena watching the fights.
Wuno wir na no ba irsu. Isana yoyo konir fuk no sankud na no wana napir.
The ultimate goal is to prevent Minister Shang from delivering his report to Judge Fang. How you accomplish that is up to you, with the true essence of the test.
Ikirnik tine piru wo iferek uksun puno.
Remember, an Inquisitor is not a common thug. We leave that to the executioners. We know that disgrace is a far greater punishment than death.
Usair kokonato. Tanatia katanano shafatoyo. Kokonato sihir ipanoneniko.
Do not expect any help from the Lotus Assassins with this task. You will have to prove you can succeed on your own before we will even consider you for our organization. This will be easy.
Niato nonapadi irovir. Kuni ugnawata ir.
Perhaps not. In any case, I wish you luck in your endeavor.
Usair kokonato. Tanatia. Katana no. Shafatoyo. Kokonato sihir ipanoneniko.
Remember, don't let Shang give his report to Judge Fang. We will be watching you from afar. Once you have completed your task, I will meet you back here.
You know, far be it from me to presume, but I have an idea of how we might be able to solve this problem.
What's your plan?
My glorious wife's third cousin is a minor official in the Ministry of Harmony. I know a little something of the way Judge Fang conducts his business. All of Fang's ministers bring him an honor gift when they go to see him, an offering given as a sign of respect, a bribe, some might call it. If we replace Shang's honor gift with something insulting, rare turtle eggs, for example, Fang would be so outraged he'd refuse to even listen to Shang's report.
Turtle eggs? Are you serious?
It's true. A gift of turtle eggs would be as insulting as a box of manure. Even more so because they are so difficult to track down, whereas manure is somewhat common. I admit there are still some details yet to be worked out, but acquiring the eggs is easy. I have some here that you can simply have.
You have turtle eggs? Here? After just saying they are very rare?
Well, I was saving them for my coming anniversary. You buy early if you want them to be ripe. It doesn't really matter, does it? There are more daunting problems to consider. For example, how will you sneak past Sheng's guards to make the switch?
We should just kill Shang. Nice and simple. Kill his guards, too.
Would you want us to kill Fang and his guards, too? Slaughter everyone? Not only does it seem excessive, but I don't think that's how Inquisitors operate. Maybe we should investigate Fang in the arena first. We might be able to stop him from getting that report without hurting Shang, or anyone else. It's up to you how we handle this, but remember that the Inquisitors aren't just thugs. They're more subtle.
So, with that, we have received turtle eggs. Now, in case you're wondering, yes, Shang is indeed the same Shang from, from Tian's Landing by the Outcrier. Let's talk to him. I don't think I talked to him yet.
What a wondrous flyer you have. You don't see any of that design about the city. Since they became more common among the nobles, flyers have been fascinating to me. Allow me to officially welcome you to the Imperial City. I am Bai, the Outcrier, and I am here to direct you around our illustrious capital if you have any questions at all. It would be an honor to say that I aided someone who was greeted by Princess Sun Lian herself.
I will be back if I have other questions for you.
A pleasure to be of service. Enjoy your stay here.
So basically, he's just here if you need help trying to find stuff around the city. Now, going back to my previous statement, yes, Shang is indeed here in the city, and if we so choose, we can make his life a living hell. Now, that's one way to go about this. Another way to go about this is indeed to deal with Judge Fang. Now, we've already heard about Judge Fang a little earlier in our visits in the Imperial City. We heard about him from his private courtesan Breezes, formerly Gentle Breezes. And she has told us, not in graphic detail, but in enough detail for us to understand that Judge Fang is a bit of a sadist and a masochist. I.e., he gives off on pain, both receiving and giving. Not a lifestyle I think I would prefer to indulge in myself, but hey, I'm not going to kink shame. Unless kink shaming is your kink, in which case, go for it. I'm not going to stop you. But we can handle this by simply dealing with Gentle Breezes. We don't even have to interact with Judge Fang, with Minister Fang, if we don't want to. So, talking to Breezes is the best way to go about this. I've actually never done... No, wait, I've done this mission once, dealing with Shang. Only once. I don't remember how it went, but I do prefer doing it this way.
I'm not really in the mood for company. Judge Fang wanted me to try something special last night, and I still haven't quite recovered yet.
I want you to help me get rid of Fang.
Get rid of him? What do you mean? Remove him from office, or something else?
I want to ruin his career.
Really? I was hoping you wanted to kill him. The world would be a better place with that disgusting pig dead and buried. But as much as I want to see his bloated corpse floating in the gutter, Fang is a dangerous man and he keeps my pockets lined with silver. I hope Fang gets what he deserves, but you'll have to do it without my help.
Now, we can use intuition on her, we can intimidate her, or we can use charm. I want to try charm first, because I actually haven't done it much inside this playthrough, and honestly, I feel kind of bad for Breezes. Fang has to pay for how he's treating you.
No. Even if I was willing to give up all that silver, if Fang finds out, he'll make sure I spend the rest of my days begging for death. It's not worth the risk.
Now, once you take either intuition or charm, you pretty much lose the other one. So I probably took go to intuition, but that's fine. What we can do is we can give her 900 silver, and then that's it. Here's 900 silver if you help me.
Wow, that is a lot of silver. And I'd love to get out from under Fang's boot heel. I'll help you. You wanted Fang dead, right?
The Inquisitors prefer subtle solutions. Murdering a chief minister doesn't quite fall into that category.
No, I just want to ruin him.
It'd be easier to kill him. Fang's reputation is already as dirty as it can get. As long as it doesn't get in the way of his job, everybody just turns a blind eye.
There's got to be some way to bring him down.
Well, every document Judge Fang approves has to be stamped with his imperial ring. Losing the ring is a major offense. And if it was revealed he lost the ring during one of his sexual escapades, even Fang wouldn't want that to come out.
Bring me the ring, and I'll blackmail him into resigning.
What are you doing here, Breezes? You know I don't like it when people see us together in public.
Don't be mad, my mighty and manly Fang. I was just hoping we could go upstairs for a bit. I've got a treat for you. Here's a hint. They're silk.
I'm surprised you're so eager after last night. I'm glad to see you're finally becoming more receptive to my special needs. Well done, Breezes. If a little tame for my tastes. I think tonight you should wear the blindfold. I have some interesting surprises in store for you.
I can hardly wait, oh great and virile Fang. Here's the ring. Fang will do anything to keep people from finding out he lost it to a whore, even if it means resigning his post. Show the ring to his guards and they'll let you through. I better disappear for a while, but make sure you tell him where you got it. He'll be sorry he ever touched me.
Judge Fang's ring, and we lost 900 silver, and she walks off, just like that. I'm guessing to the pins. Now we're down to 8,000, so we can take the hit. Actually, I really want to check something here. I probably could have done that with my conversation skills, couldn't I? No, actually, my charm is higher than my intuition. I suppose it makes sense. Intuition, charm, spirit, and mind. I have not been keeping my spirit at all. So with that, I would have failed either way it went. I think you need like 50 in one particular speech pattern in order for it to work. But it is what it is. Plot items, and here's Judge Fang's ring, an Imperial Signet ring given as a token of the An Imperial Signet ring given as a token of office to the Chief Minister of Harmony, Judge Fang. It is Fang's official seal of office, procured for you by Gentle Breezes. Cannot read this morning. Now, this is how we deal with Fang.
Wow, the Imperial Champion. Hey, it's a real honor to have you come up here, but you're gonna have to back up, please. Nothing personal, but we work for Fang, and he doesn't want anyone blocking his view. He comes to watch the fights, not talk to the fighters. I guess he figures the more he talks to you, the less time you have to inflict horrible, bloody carnage on someone in the ring.
Yeah, sounds like one sick and twisted man.
I wouldn't call him sick and twisted. That's an insult to sick and twisted people everywhere. Fang's on a whole other level. I never used to believe the stories, but now that I'm working for him, I can honestly say he's the most degenerate and perverted man in the whole Empire. But he pays well, very well. Enough so that we pretend not to see what's going on, though I still feel bad for Breezes sometimes.
Who is Breezes? Like we don't know.
Gentle Breezes. She's Fang's, concubine. She's over in the next room with the common folk. Fang doesn't like to be seen with her in public. He, doesn't mind her getting up close and personal when they're in private, though. The things she does for him.
I've got Fang's Imperial ring.
How did you get... No, forget it. I don't want to know. You better go talk to Fang about that ring. Yeah, we don't want any part of this.
Alright then. Thank you very much, good sir.
Some of these new fights can be delightfully savage.
I'm gonna go through here. And that's about it.
Damn it! I want more blood down there!
Okay, Fang, you crazy sicko.
Do you mind? How can I enjoy the crack of bone, the screams of pain, and the glorious geysers of crimson blood down in the arena with you bothering me? Or are you here to offer me your services for later? I generally prefer women, but I might branch out if a handsome man like you is willing to beg.
Oh, dear God. I want to talk about Gentle Breezes.
Gentle Breezes. So, you're here to blackmail me with this scandal, are you? Well, my tastes are already well known at the Imperial Court. Nobody cares about my predilections, as long as I don't let my activities interfere with my duties as a judge.
Breezes gave me your Imperial ring.
My ring? But how... That harlot. I should have suspected something when she came to me willingly. Usually I have to command her presence. Well, it seems you have me in an awkward position. I can't let it be known that I was foolish enough to let a whore steal my ring. I would lose my position. So, what is it you want from me? Silver? An imperial posting? What?
You're going to step down, Fang.
Of course. Now I understand. The Lotus Assassins are behind this, aren't they? I should have known something like this would happen. They tried to bend me to their will, but I'm not easily broken. Or so I thought. Are you proud of yourself? Bowing and scraping at the feet of your Lotus Assassin masters, helping them to bring me down?
Your own perversions brought this on you.
You think I'm an evil man, don't you? You think my soul is rotten and corrupt. But at least I have a soul. The same cannot be said for those you now serve. The Lotus Assassins destroyed me. But now that I am gone, I wonder where their attention will turn next. Keep a close watch over your shoulder, friend. My resignation is on the table. Take it and stamp it with my Imperial ring yourself.
Fang's resignation. And like that, he's gone. As are his guards. And that's how we can deal with Judge Fang pretty dang easily. So now, we're going to head on back and receive our letter of, well, our acceptance letter, no, a recommendation letter from the Inquisitor. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And we didn't, and this is by far the easiest way to do it, and in my opinion, the better way to do it. Because here's the thing. The only reason why Judge Fang is being brought down is just because he's a pervert. He's a pervert, he's about to bust Lotus Assassins. How bad would it be if the Lotus Assassins got busted by a degenerate pervert? But, the way I see it is, we don't have to make Sheng's life a living nightmare. Because Sheng does seem like he is trying his best, given what he is. Yeah, he's an annoying, uppity snob. But he's at least trying his best in the job that he's given. He does want to genuinely do his job properly. And secondly, we get to help Gentle Breezes out. Because she seems like, I mean, yeah, she is a courtesan, she is a, you know, a streetwalker, essentially. But she's like a decent person, she's trying to make a living. She doesn't deserve to get paid to deal with whatever it is Fang puts her through, so, yeah.
Sa Yakowak, Kokonato Siri Panonenico.
I have been waiting for you let me try that again. I have been waiting for you to return. My sources tell me the problem of Minister Shang and his report to Judge Fang is no longer a problem.
Sairos Tiusiat, Sarorasipa Ukar Iras Napsoaku.
My spies tell me that Judge Fang has resigned. Is this true? I have his resignation right here.
Wuno will na no ba irsu. Isana yuyo, konir fuk no sunkud na no wana napir.
You've done well. With Fang out of the picture, we can assign his post to somebody less difficult. Somebody pliable and easy to control. Somebody like Shang.
Ipanar nuko iwa ir, nikasanarir, iruru ni nuasa ir kana.
Shang has no backbone, no will of his own. Things will go much more smoothly for Lotus Assassins with a puppet like him running the Ministry of Harmony.
Usair kokonato, tanatir, katanano, shafatoyo, kokonato sir ipanoneniko.
You have successfully completed the mission I gave you. As your reward, we will allow you to begin your training as an Inquisitor of the Lotus Assassins. You honor me with this opportunity.
Ipanar nuko iwa ir, nikasanarir, iruru ni nuasa ir kana.
There is much that still lies ahead, but I think you will do well. Our training regimen is difficult. For some, it is even lethal. But you should have the skills to survive.
Sata tawi ir, wanawa fu kuno sukut nia awafawa ir sutok.
Report to the fortress at the far end of the necropolis. The interest is there. Now that you are worthy of finding it, make certain your affairs are in order before you go.
Usair kokonato, tanatir, katanano, shafatoyo, kokonato sir ipanoneniko.
I will tell them you are coming. Show them the seal when you arrive. Be mindful of your manners. Our trainers are not gentle and they demand respect. What can I expect when I arrive?
Unikasurir kwanano koni uknawata ir niknipier.
A new beginning. Your life becomes the Lotus Assassin's. Death's hand becomes your guiding spirit. The Emperor is your father above you.
Irkana. Unikasurir kwanano kasa iriruru.
I wish you luck. Perhaps I will see you again, if you survive.
So, things are looking up. You've gained the favor of the Lotus Assassins. And you've made doubly certain of it by aiding both the Executioner and Inquisitor. Very impressive. The way to the Lotus Assassin Fortress is open. Everything is in place. I'll have my evidence against Death's Hand soon enough. Oh, and you'll have access to your Master Li as well. I don't want you to think I have forgotten your needs.
Now, with that, we got the Inquisitor Seal, and we lost everything else, as well as got open palm points, because of how we chose to handle Judge Fang. That's literally it. Because of how we chose to handle Judge Fang, we got extra points. And that's what I want to really show off, that you can handle the Inquisitors in a way that doesn't betray who you are as a character, which is something that I find is often tough to do in stories like this, where you take the time to craft a character one way, but the story makes you act against that in order to continue on. Have we read this book yet? Guide to Imperial City. Welcome, dear traveler, to the illustrious Imperial City, the heart of civilization in the world and seat of power for the Jade Empire. In this fine city, the wonders of the modern age are plain for all to see. Walk down the expansive boulevard, shop at the many fine booths and stores, and see how the most advanced and civilized people in the world live. You will be awed and amazed by the sights of the city. Explore the Imperial City for the experience of a lifetime. Not gonna lie, I almost read awed as a wed. I'm like, what kind of word is a wed? Oh, wait a minute. No, we have not read this book stand. Nice! Did anyone else notice that, or this is my first time noticing it? Because I don't think I even saw this book stand my first time or the last time I ever played this game. Interesting. Anyway, but yeah, I just wanted to show that you can play this game and have these moments where you're acting like kind of against your nature by still, being within your nature. This is also an instance where if you're a character who prefers to let their silver tongue, I should say. Well, not silver tongue. It's There's a specific word for it. I don't think silver tongue is it, but this is a way for those of you who prefer to have your character's speech, your character's persuasiveness, get you the results you want, rather than their brute physical force or their spiritual force or whatever kind of physical skill they have. Just want to show off that you can do both ways if you so choose, but you only have to do one to get to where you're going. At any rate, this has been Jade Empire. I've been Anansi, and next time I will catch you for when we take our turn as a thespian. Deuces!